welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Vidisha, and today I want to talk to you about something that I read a long time ago, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. At that time, it's like, yeah, it sounds good, but does it even work? So the quote is, "What is meant for you will simply find you. What is meant for you will find you with so much ease and so much peace that you will know that it's from God." Once you understand that no matter how much you mess up, no matter how much delay you make, no matter how many mistakes you make, what is meant for you will eventually find you. You will be at so much peace. And the thing that is not meant for you, no matter how much you try to control it, no matter how much you work towards it, it will never happen because it's not supposed to be the one for you. And yeah, it does sound very simple, but it's very hard to understand. Somehow there's one thing that we want and we put in so much efforts. We try to control everything. We try to force everything in our favor that, yes, I want the outcome of this to be like this. And still it doesn't happen. All your efforts, all your energy, all goes to waste. And you'll be like, huh, it's not fair and stuff like that. But believe me, it's fair. You didn't get the thing you wanted because God has something better planned for you. Every failure, every rejection is just a redirection and it's making space for something better. So let me share a story of my own. Back when I was 10 years old, my mom had this dream that she wanted to move to London, but obviously she couldn't. Her dream didn't get completed. So she was like telling me and my siblings that I want one of my kids to go abroad, to go to UK, specifically to go to London, so that you guys can fulfill my dream. And I was like, yeah, I also want to move to London. So we will see if that works out when I grow up. Fast forward to 2020, when I was 17, 18 years old. I was about to start my bachelor's degree. I just graduated high school and I was about to start my bachelor's degree. And I was like, my mom was like, you should go to London for your bachelor's degree. And I was like, yeah, let's see. But it was the year 2020. So no one was going abroad. There was like lockdown all the time and everybody knows what the situation was. So I couldn't ended up starting my process for moving to London. I was like, yeah, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe London is not meant for me because I wanted to move to London, but look at the situation right now. Maybe it's not the one for me. Let me just do my bachelor's degree in any local university in my city. And I did. I enrolled there. 2 years in my bachelor's degree. I did a total of 4 years bachelor's degree. 2 years in the degree, I thought about, let me go to London for my master's degree. And I started researching about it. And I understood that how freaking expensive it is to move to London. Yeah, it's my dream. Yeah, it's my mom's dream. But this dream is very expensive and I don't think we can afford it right now. So I was like, no way we can afford that. Let's just not think about it. I don't think it's gonna work out. And at the same time, when I was researching, I got to know about Germany, where they give like free education. There's no tuition fee, so you just pay like some amount for your living expenses and stuff. So that was something that looked better to me at that time because I didn't want it like a big financial burden on my family. And also, the country seemed good with more potential for the field that I was in, and everything looked good. So I was like, yeah, let me. London didn't work out. It's fine. Let me go to Germany. So for 1.5 year, I worked towards going to Germany. I worked on my profile. I gave all the tests. I got into the uni. I started learning the language, and I like started doing everything to get there. But 3.5 year in my bachelor's degree, where my portfolio was completely ready. Um, and it was just 6 months for me to graduate, and I was all set that yeah, I'm going to Germany after I graduate. So yeah, I did everything, and everything looked so good on paper. And somehow, this plan also didn't work out. I can't go to Germany because of a visa situation thing. There's no way that I can get there. It's just impossible for me to get there at that time. So again, I was sad that maybe just studying abroad isn't for me. I wanted to go to London, I couldn't. Now I wanted to go to Germany, and I couldn't. Maybe it's just not for me. And I was depressed for like few days and stuff. But so yeah, after that also like some time passed by, and I totally given up on this dream of studying. And my mom came up to me one day and she was like, "Why did you give up on your dream? You know, yeah, you didn't get it twice. So what? Try one more time." Now somehow over that 1.5 year, my family started doing so good financially. I don't know how when it happened, but somehow we were doing like very good financially, and we were in a place to send me to the UK. I was able to afford the education. It's not like I was like very rich or something, or the I hit the lottery or something, not like that, but enough to send me abroad. And of course, I'll need to do jobs here to take my living expenses and stuff, but still, it was enough to send me abroad. So my mom was like, try one more time. I was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen again, you know. It didn't happen once, it didn't happen twice. I don't think so that it will happen again. Let's just not do this because I don't think I can go through this all again. And mom was like, just try. And of course, I'm also like somehow so motivated that let's try this time with no pressure. If it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. I'll just stay here. No pressure, no desperation or anything. And I tried, and everything just happened like so simply with so ease. I ended up getting into the university. I ended up getting all the financial things that I needed. I ended up getting the visa, and now I study in the UK. So circling back to that 10 years, I was supposed to be in the UK, and no matter how much setbacks I had, I somehow, with even no intentions of coming at the very end, with no even excitement to come at the very end, I ended up coming here. Because for me, coming to the London was meant for me. And I'm not getting into all the details of what happened through that whole time and why I think that it's meant for me, because then it will go, then this video will go on so long. But I can share the details. So every time I had a setback, I had a situation that I felt was bad, was unfair, was making a version of me who was capable of coming here, was preparing me to come here. So now I understand that why all of the things happen, why I couldn't get in for my bachelor's, why I didn't go to Germany, because the time and the stuff that I'm having here is so good, and I don't think I would have had that in Germany. So yeah, maybe like me coming to the London was supposed to be, and I was supposed to somehow end up here. That's why I'm saying that what is meant for you will not miss you. And I'm not saying you just sit back and relax. It's like, yeah, if something's supposed to happen, it will happen. No, you're supposed to put in the efforts, but you're not supposed to be cling to the outcome. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, you should be okay with that. But you're supposed to keep on working. You're supposed to keep on putting the efforts. That's your job. The outcome is in God's hand, but the efforts are in your hands. So put in the efforts. So yeah, that was the story, that you will get where you're supposed to be no matter what happens or how how it happens, but it will happen. Another thing, also another story that I wanted to share. When I was in my last year of bachelor's, I wanted to do an internship. I had a dream company. I wanted to do my internship there, and I got an interview there, and the interview was after 1 month, and I prepared so hard. In that 1 month, I was like literally studying day and night to get an internship. I was also doing a job at that time, a part-time job. So I was doing the part-time job, coming home, eating, and then studying for like 5, 6 hours to get into that company. And I gave the interview, the best interview that I've given. I did so well out of all the interviews I've given. I thought I did very well, and I would be a very good candidate for this role because the employer also really liked me and stuff. But then it hit the rejection email that, yeah, we liked you, but unfortunately stuff. Um, and I was heartbroken. All these efforts, all this energy, and I was so sure that I was gonna get there, and then I didn't. I was heartbroken. So I cried for 2 days, for 2, 3 days. I cried. I was sad, but then I was like, yeah, I know this thing that what didn't happen is just making space for something better to happen. Maybe I'll get something better for me, and it's not meant for me. That's why it didn't happen. So yeah, fast forward to some months. I was still giving interviews and stuff to the companies. I got into so many of them, but somehow didn't end up getting there because something didn't work out or stuff. And this was this last interview that was like, this company I want to get into. If I could, I would happily accept their offer. I would do that internship there. And I'm not, this was the last interview that I'm giving. And I got an interview. And I was like, this is the last interview that I'm giving. Otherwise, I will just look for something else. It's fine. This is the last interview that I'm doing. And I gave the interview. The first round went very well. I did so good. The employer was happy and stuff. The second round, the manager round, I did so poor. I was literally like, I don't know what happened. I know the answers, but I couldn't speak out. I don't know what just happened. It was just a 10 minutes call, but something just didn't work out in that interview. And I was like 90% sure that I'm not getting in that internship. Maybe it's just not for me. It's just not going to work out for me. I don't think this company is going to accept me because the company had 400 applications and they were only taking 6 people. So I was like 400 for the first round. So I was like, they're gonna have like so much better candidates than me. I don't think it's gonna be me. But then I ended up getting the call that you're selected and we would like to offer you this role. And I was like, wow. I mean, how did I get in? Because the interview wasn't good, but okay, I get in. That's a good part. And then I got into the corporate world. I started doing their internship there. I met few people and I understood that the company, the dream company that I wanted to get into, the interview that I worked so hard for, the culture there is not good. And I don't think I would have learned that much in that company, the amount that I'm doing currently. So it was better that I got into this company and not that company. And I was like, huh, yeah, it's true that if something doesn't work out, that means something better would, and something better did for me. And yeah, maybe I was supposed to ended up there. I ended up learning so many things in that internship. I ended up making friends for life that I'm still in connection with. I learned so much about corporate. I learned so much about personally about me. I've personally grown so much in that internship. And I had the best time of my time. I had the best time there. And I'm so grateful that I didn't join that company and I got it here. So, yeah, that's the thing that you're supposed to be somewhere. And somehow, circling back to this whole thing, you will get there with ease. So, be at peace knowing that what is meant for you will eventually happen and there is no meaning of forcing it or controlling it. Once you try to force an outcome, once you try to control each and every aspect of your life, you start getting into the desperation energy and you're attaching too much to it. So that's where you start feeling anxious and start feeling bad about it. So, yeah, just do not force life. Do not try to control everything. Have faith in God and yeah, he knows what's better, what's best for us, and he will give it to us with peace. So there is no meaning of having fear about it or having confused about it. Just, yeah, you will get there. Just keep on doing the work and leave the effort, leave the outcome in his hand, and you will live a very peaceful life. Yeah, just keep on doing your work and leave your outcome in his hand. And we will all live very happy and healthy lives. So that's all I want to do. Say, do not attach to an outcome, because what's meant for you will find you. That's it, period. And have faith in him. Have faith in universe. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and just write it in the comments. I'm trying to build a community here, so help me grow that. And I love you all, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who views this video. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.